What is up, film geeks, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm giving you guys my final predictions for the Oscar nominations that get announced tomorrow at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to do a reaction video to everyone who got nominated. Everyone got snubbed tomorrow, but today I'm giving you guys my predictions for who I think will get nominated in this year's Oscars. I got 6 main categories I'm going over, and I got Best Supporting Actress and Actor, Best Actor and Actress, Best Picture, and Best Director. But before I give you guys those categories, make sure to comment your guys' thoughts down below. Who do you think will get predicted at this year's Oscars? And before I give you guys those 6 categories, I got 5 categories to go through. First, in a lightning round, just the category and who I think will win. And without further ado, lightning round. For animated film, I have Frozen 2. For best score, I have Joker, and maybe one that might steal it from Joker is Little Women or 1917, but I think Joker is a safe bet. For cinematography, 1917, that's probably the easiest choice of the day. Original screenplay, I have Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And adapted screenplay, I have Greta Gerwig for Little Women. Now let's hop into our main categories. My first main category is Best Supporting Actress. And first up, I have Laura Dern for Marriage Story. Her character was so mean and compelling, and she played this lawyer so well. She seemed like the villain inside the film, and I hated her. Every time she was on screen, I wanted someone just to slap her, yell at her. No one ever did, and it was a really powerful performance from Laura Dern. Then I have Florence Pugh for Little Women, and Florence Pugh she had a year for herself, from Fighting with My Family to Midsommar to Little Women. And she starts off in Little Women playing this kind of bratty little sister. And then she blossoms into this beautiful lady 7 years later. How she transitions from that is just perfection. Then I have Jennifer Lopez for Hustlers, and this is the best we've ever seen Jennifer Lopez. Hustlers was one of my favorite films of last year. Jennifer Lopez was amazing every time. She brought that gut punch in the film. She brought on, every time she came on screen, you're like, yeah, she's about to get something done. She's very captivating and very powerful. Then I have Margot Robbie for Bombshell. I did not get a chance to see Bombshell, but it's Margot Robbie. Academy kind of loves her, and everyone just raved about how good she is. Then I have Kathy Bates for Richard Jewell, and this was kind of hard because I haven't seen Richard Jewell, and I'm not the biggest fan of Kathy Bates, but I needed something to fill the 5 spot, and Kathy Bates seemed kind of like a safe bet. So of these 5, I think that Laura Dern is going to win, but I really do want Florence Pugh to steal it. But I think Laura Dern for Marriage Story will win it, but I really hope Florence Pugh for Little Women takes the cake. Next up for our main categories, Best Supporting Actor. First up, I have Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt is fantastic. In the last 20 minutes alone, when he's on his acid trip, that performance alone, just from there, should easily secure him an Oscar nomination. Then I have Timothée Chalamet for Little Women. I love Timothée Chalamet. I thought he was fantastic in Little Women. Everything this guy does to me is just pure gold. And Timothée Chalamet in Little Women, he broke my heart. How he carries himself, how he plays this dramatic role so well. I love Timothée Chalamet with my whole heart. Then I have Al Pacino and Joe Pesci for The Irishman. I thought Al Pacino was fantastic, but Joe Pesci, he was just the beast. Irishman overall wasn't like I was knocked my socks off type of movie, but Joe Pesci was pretty phenomenal. And finally, I have Tom Hanks for Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. America's Sweetheart playing America's Sweetheart. How do you not expect him to get that Oscar nomination? But of these 5 candidates for Best Supporting Actor, I have Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I think it's time he gets some recognition for his acting. He's been nominated several times. He's never took home the Oscar for Best Acting or Best Supporting Acting, and I think this is his year, so I think Brad Pitt does. If not, I think Joe Pesci might steal it, but I think Brad Pitt is a safe bet to put your money on. Next up for our main categories, we have Best Actor. And first up, I have Leonardo DiCaprio from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. When he's in the trailer yelling at himself, just so pissed off about how he's messing up on screen. It's a very funny performance. It's a very good movie, and it's a very captivating performance from Leo. Then I have Adam Sandler from Uncut Gems, and unfortunately, I think he's going to get snubbed. I don't know what it is, but I just do. I'm having him on here because he should get nominated. Adam Sandler is the best we've ever seen him. I knew he had it in him. He's going from Jack and Jill to Uncut Gems. That alone is worth an Oscar. I mean, Jack and Jill. Like, come on. Then I have Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. Everyone's saying it. I think so too, but Joaquin Phoenix is just bloody fantastic. Then I have Adam Driver for Marriage Story. I love Marriage Story. My number 3 favorite movie of last year. I thought Adam Driver was glorious. I loved every second of Adam Driver on the screen. Then I have Christian Bale for Ford v Ferrari. I thought he was more of a supporting actor, but then he got the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a comedy or musical or Best Drama. And Christian Bale, it was obviously the Best Actor. I thought him more of a supporting role, but of these 5, I'm going to give it to Joaquin Phoenix, and I think that's just a safe bet. He won the Golden Globe. We've seen Heath Ledger win the Oscar for Joker a couple years back, And I think Joaquin Phoenix gave everything inside of him in this role. He changed his body, changed everything. He took us on a deep psychological thriller of a movie, and he absolutely killed it. So I think Joaquin Phoenix is a safe bet. If anyone too is to steal it from him, I say it's Adam Driver. I really do think it's Adam Driver, but Joaquin Phoenix, safe bet to put your money on. Next, we have Best Actress. First up, I have Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story. That 2-minute fight scene alone, people always hating on it. That is acting at its finest. If you're a young actor, an aspiring actor, you need to watch that performance and learn so much you can from those two, because it is perfect. Then I have Awkwafina for The Farewell. The Farewell is an emotional gut punch of a film, and Awkwafina is just beautiful inside. She's a funny character, but she's also just so dramatic, and she really showed that side of her. I loved Awkwafina, every second of her in The Farewell. And then I have Charlize Theron. Again, I have not seen Bombshell, but just everyone raving about her. I think she's a safe bet to toss in there. She's won before. She's been nominated several times. Charlize Theron, pretty much a safe bet to put in there. Then I have Saoirse Ronan for Little Women. She did get nominated for Golden Globes. I thought Saoirse Ronan was absolutely perfection in this movie. So Saoirse Ronan, 100%, I believe, will get nominated. And then finally, I have Renee Zellweger for Judy. And I actually haven't even heard of Judy. I haven't even heard of Renee Zellweger. But she won the Golden Globe, which is pretty shocking to me. I'm not going to lie to you. But I think now after that, I'm going to have to check out Judy. But I think she will get nominated. I think she will win the Best Actress Oscar. I'm hoping that Scarlett Johansson steals it for Marriage Story. I really hope she does. But I think Renee Zellweger will go home with the gold. Next up, we have Best Director. And first up, I have Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. A fantastic movie. Quentin Tarantino put his life, his blood, sweat, and tears into this film. It is fantastic, and you can really tell how much he cared about it. And then we have Martin Scorsese for The Irishman. Martin Scorsese, anytime he makes a film, you can just put him in all the main categories. Like, yep, he's getting nominated, He most likely will win. So, Martin Scorsese for Best Director. Then I have Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. I have not yet to see Parasite, but he did win the Best Foreign Film at the Golden Globes. I cannot wait to see Parasite. It didn't come in a theater around me, so I'm waiting until the end of the month till it comes on Blu-ray, but I've heard nothing but fantastic things about that movie, and Bong Joon-ho just annihilated everything about it. So I'm thinking he will get the nomination. Then I have Greta Gerwig for Little Women. And Little Women was my favorite movie of last year. I love the direction. I love how she tell when you're at one point in time to another, with the color correction and different hairstyles for the girls. Greta Gerwig, she took a movie that's been made so many different times, and she just did something different and made it my #1 favorite movie last year. And finally, I have Sam Mendes for 1917. I just saw this the other day, and this is the best made film of the 2019 year. It's not my favorite film, but I think it's the best constructed made film, from the performances to the score to the cinematography to from the overall direction and the overall one take. Sam Mendes, you will win the Oscar at this year's 2020 Academy Awards. Sam Mendes will win. I have so much faith that he will. And a couple honorable mentions here. I have Todd Phillips for Joker. Of course, Todd Phillips in Joker was a fantastic movie. And Noah Baumbach from Marriage Story. He's actually married to Greta Gerwig, so it's going to be kind of funny to see how they react to each other. But Noah Baumbach for Marriage Story. Our final category of the day is Best Picture, and I have 9 movies that will get nominated for Best Picture. If you do not have 9, you are mistaken. It will not be 10, it will not be 8, it will be 9. And starting this one off, I have Knives Out. My second favorite movie last year. I loved it so much, and I've seen it 4 times in theaters, and I cannot get enough of Rian Johnson and what he did for Knives Out. He might be an honorable mention for Best Director as well, but Knives Out overall, from the ensemble cast to the overall how they told the story. It's a donut hole inside another donut hole. It is fantastic. Then I have Jojo Rabbit. I have not seen Jojo Rabbit, but Taika Waititi and what he did apparently with the film, everyone loved it. How it was a comedy, it was a dramedy, it was everything. And him playing Hitler, and it was a different satire. I've heard nothing but perfection of things from Jojo Rabbit, so I think it easily secures the Best Picture nom. Then I have Joker. Again, Joaquin Phoenix just carried this movie. Todd Phillips directed it beautifully. You don't know what's real, what's not real, so Joker easily going to get one. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's Quentin Tarantino. Everything he does, it touches it, it turns to gold. So easily will get a nomination. Then I have The Irishman, Martin Scorsese. Again, it's Martin Scorsese. You think he's not going to get nominated? Come on. Then I have Little Women. I think this will get nominated, and I don't think it's going to win, but I do believe Little Women will get nominated. It's my favorite movie last year. I've said it many times, and it is fantastic. Then I have 1917. Sam Mendes. This might be my favorite war movie of all time. I think I'm going to do a top 10 war movie video. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button if you guys want to see that coming in a couple days. So 1917 it's a masterpiece of a film. Then I have Parasite from Bong Joon-ho. Again, I have not seen it, but I think if any foreign film is going to get nominated, it is Parasite. And finally, I have Marriage Story, Noah Baumbach. Again, I love this movie. Adam Driver, Scarlett Johansson give everything inside of them to these performances. So, easily think that will seal the deal and get them the nomination. But of these 9 movies, I think, drumroll, 1917 will steal the cake. Again, I think it's the best crafted and made movie of last year. If people do not agree with that, that's totally your prerogative. What they did worked enough for me, and I thought it was the best overall made movie of 2019. It's not my favorite movie, but I think it's the best well-made movie. So I think 1917 steals the cake. If something's going to upset it, I think that Parasite has a chance to upset 1917. But as of right now, I'm sticking with my guts. Oh yeah, 1917. We will see on Monday morning how I did for my Oscar nominations. Make sure you guys are here tomorrow because I'll have my Oscar reaction to all the nominations. It's going to be a fun one. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Do me a favor and go see a movie. I'll see you guys next time.